Hey guys, welcome back to another video. And so far we have created the grid and we have created the snake, and in the last video we also created a queue so that we can store the positions of the snake tail. So in this video we're going to implement the draw function so that we can actually see our snake body, and we'll also try to implement the grow function so that the snake grows as it eats the food. So let's get started. So first of all, what we're going to do is first we need a draw function so that we can actually see where are the squares being drawn. So let's implement a function called drawing snake, which will draw the snake. And for now, let's just say q1 dot list dot map as I, and what we're going to do is get the element at that number, document.get element by id at I, and we're going to say dot class list dot add, and we're going to add a class list of snake. So if we hit save, we'll see three squares on the grid. So first we have to call this function also. So let's just call this function here, and let's see what do we get. Awesome, we get these three squares as they're representing the queue. So what we can do is, like, whenever the snake moves, we're not gonna store these random positions, we're gonna store its previous positions. Okay, so we need to create a function for that as well. So let's just comment this out for now, and let's just call that function body, or yeah, anything we can just call it body. So what this function is gonna do, I just remove the old pushes, and what this is gonna do is each time the snake moves a location, we're gonna push something. So let's say q1 dot push, and we're gonna push, what we're gonna push, we're gonna push the snake position. Okay, and also we're going to be using another queue, but for now let's just see what do we get. And also we need to draw the function constantly. So let's just uncomment this out and just bring it in each time we hit a button on the event listener. And also let's just add this function inside here, because it will eventually be called in the event listener. So if we hit save and we just try to do this, we see that our snake is actually growing now. That's awesome. Okay, but you will see that the previous positions at which the snake is, it's not removing, so we also need to remove that each time we make a move. So let's create that function. So we're gonna create a function called clear old. And what this function is going to do, first of all, we will need another queue. So let's just copy this down and just call it t1 of the same size. We can also do something really simple, but let's just use what we have here already. So we're going to use our queue. Okay, so what we're going to do is every time we push this thing, what we're going to do is we're going to push. Okay, so we're going to push the last element that is about to be deleted when the next move is called. So you can imagine, suppose we have the last number and the next move is being called, so that number has to be removed. So what we're going to be doing right now, okay, so we're going to say t1 dot push, we're going to push q1 dot list at index 0, because what this will get is the not the first element, but actually the last element, because the first elements are being bubbled into the end, right? So we will get the first element, but it will actually be the last element, so that has to be removed. Okay, so in here what we're going to do is we're going to say t1 dot list dot map as, let's say, I, and what we're going to do is document dot get element by id at I, because I is a number, and what we're going to say dot class list dot remove the class list of snake. So this will do it, but we also need to call our functions in here. So let's just call it in here. Okay, so let's see what happens now. So let's see if it works or not. You can see our snake is growing, but also the previous ends are removing. So this is a good start, right? We can see that it's working smoothly and perfectly. So let's focus on creating the grow function. So this will be fairly easy. So what we need to do is, like, each time when we eat the food, we need to increase the size of this queue. So let's see, okay, where are we eating the food? Eat food. So here we can just do a simple, let's say q1 dot size plus equals 1. So what this will do is it will increase the size of this property by 1. We don't need this function here, not a function but a property. So it will increase the size by 1, and when it does that, it creates another space, so it can store a new variable. So it will update its value and it will increase the size. So let's just see if it does or not. Let's try eating the food. Okay, it's not working. Maybe there's something we left. Let's see. Q, and this should actually be this dot size, otherwise we will not update the actual property of this. So let's see now. Okay, so we can actually see that it's adding it smoothly. Yep, it's being added, as you can see. Okay, so far we have achieved a lot of things, and our snake has finally begun to come out. So in the next video, we'll try to focus on making it so that this snake can auto move itself, and also we'll implement some bounce function. So see you in the next one.